For decades, the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, has stood as a beacon of hope for countless people around the world. Its efforts have reached far and wide, touching lives in ways that are both profound and transformative. Founded in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy, USAID's mission has been to provide economic, developmental, and humanitarian assistance globally. This vision was rooted in the belief that helping other nations develop would not only improve their quality of life but also foster global stability and peace. From disaster relief efforts to initiatives combating poverty and disease, USAID has played a pivotal role in shaping a more just and equitable world. Its programs have been designed to address the most pressing needs of vulnerable populations, ensuring that aid reaches those who need it most. USAID's impact can be felt across continents. In Africa, Asia, Latin America, and beyond, the agency's projects have brought about significant changes, improving living conditions and creating opportunities for growth and development. Whether it's providing life-saving vaccines to children in remote villages, ensuring that they have a chance at a healthy future, supporting farmers in developing sustainable agricultural practices that not only increase food security but also protect the environment, or promoting democratic governance and human rights, USAID's initiatives have been instrumental in fostering inclusive and participatory societies. USAID has consistently worked to improve the lives of millions. Its projects are tailored to meet the unique needs of each community, ensuring that the solutions are sustainable and impactful. The agency's commitment to partnership, working closely with local communities and organizations, has been key to its success. By empowering local leaders and fostering collaboration, USAID ensures that its efforts are both effective and culturally sensitive. USAID's legacy is one of compassion, partnership, and tangible results. Its work has not only saved lives but also created a ripple effect, leading to long-term positive changes in the communities it serves. Its work has not only saved lives but also fostered economic growth, strengthened communities, and promoted peace and stability around the globe. Through its various programs, USAID has helped build resilient societies capable of withstanding future challenges. The agency's unwavering dedication to its mission has made it a symbol of American generosity and a leading force in international development. Its efforts have showcased the best of what international cooperation can achieve. However, the future of this legacy is now uncertain. With changing political climates and shifting priorities, the continuity of USAID's impactful work hangs in the balance. In 2025, the landscape of U.S. foreign aid underwent a dramatic shift, raising questions about the country's role in global humanitarian efforts. As the world watches, the hope is that USAID will continue to be a beacon of hope and a catalyst for positive change, adapting to new challenges while staying true to its core mission. The year 2025 marked a turning point for USAID and the future of U.S. foreign aid. This pivotal year saw significant changes that would reshape the landscape of international assistance and development. In a controversial move, then-President Donald Trump, with the backing of Secretary of State Marco Rubio, announced a complete freeze on all USAID programs. This decision was unprecedented and sparked a heated debate both domestically and internationally. This decision, met with a mixture of shock and condemnation, sent ripples of uncertainty across the globe. Countries that had long relied on U.S. aid were suddenly faced with the daunting prospect of filling the void left by the withdrawal of support. The Trump administration justified the move by citing the need to prioritize domestic spending and reduce the national deficit. They argued that the financial burden of foreign aid was unsustainable and that resources should be redirected to address pressing issues within the United States. They argued that foreign aid was often mismanaged, ineffective, and prone to corruption. Instances of aid being siphoned off by corrupt officials or failing to reach those in need were highlighted as key reasons for the freeze. Furthermore, they emphasized the need for other nations to take on greater responsibility for their own development and humanitarian needs. The administration believed that this would encourage self-reliance and reduce dependency on foreign assistance. The announcement sent shockwaves through the international community. Diplomatic relations were strained as allies and partners grappled with the implications of the sudden policy shift. Allies expressed deep concern, arguing that the cuts would have devastating consequences for vulnerable populations and undermine global stability. Protests and demonstrations erupted in several countries, with citizens and leaders alike voicing their fears and frustrations. Humanitarian organizations warned of a looming crisis, predicting a surge in poverty, disease, and conflict in the wake of USAID's withdrawal. The potential for increased suffering and instability was a major point of contention. The decision to freeze USAID programs represented a significant departure from decades of bipartisan support for foreign aid. Historically, both Republican and Democratic administrations had recognized the strategic and moral importance of international assistance. It signaled a potential retreat from the United States' role as a global leader in humanitarian assistance and development, leaving many to question the future of its commitment to a more just and equitable world. The long-term effects of this policy shift remain to be seen, but the immediate impact was clear: a world left to navigate new challenges without the support it had come to rely on.
As a former USAID employee, I can tell you firsthand how devastating these cuts have been. The impact is not just on the projects, but on the people who dedicated their lives to these missions. We had projects that were literally saving lives, and now they're just gone. These were not just numbers on a spreadsheet. They were real people, real communities, and real futures. It's heartbreaking to see all that work, all that progress, just vanish overnight. Years of effort, planning, and hope dismantled in a matter of days. The impact on local communities has been profound. These communities relied on our support for basic needs like healthcare, education, and food security. We were working on sustainable agriculture projects, education initiatives, health programs. These were not just temporary fixes, but long-term solutions aimed at self-sufficiency. And now, all of that is on hold. Construction sites are abandoned, classrooms are empty, and the momentum we had built is lost. People who depended on these services are left in limbo, and it's hard to see a way forward. Families are struggling to make ends meet, and the sense of uncertainty is overwhelming. And it's not just the communities we were serving. The ripple effect is felt by everyone involved. Thousands of people who worked for USAID, both in the US and abroad, have lost their jobs. These are skilled professionals who now find themselves in crowded unemployment offices searching for a new purpose. These are people who dedicated their lives to making a difference, and now they're facing an uncertain future. Their expertise and passion are invaluable, yet they are left questioning their next steps. The long-term consequences of these cuts are still unfolding, but one thing is clear: the world is a less stable, less compassionate place without USAID's work. The absence of these programs creates a void that is hard to fill, and that's something we should all be concerned about. The loss of USAID's support is not just a loss for the communities directly affected, but for the global community as a whole. We must advocate for the return of these essential services.
So, the judge really took a hard look at the constitutional implications. It wasn't just about the immediate effects, but the long-term ramifications as well. The decision was, honestly, a pivotal moment. The ruling emphasized that the government can't just, unilaterally cancel programs without proper oversight. It was a reminder that checks and balances are, essential to our democracy.
The cancellation of these programs is, honestly, a devastating blow to many communities around the world. We've seen firsthand how crucial this aid is for basic survival, not to mention long-term development. Without it, the progress we've made could be lost, and many lives will be at risk.
From a policy standpoint, it's essential to evaluate the necessity and efficiency of these cuts. While some argue that budget constraints demand such measures, we must consider the broader implications. Cutting aid can destabilize regions, leading to larger, more costly problems down the road.
Looking ahead, the future of U.S. foreign aid is uncertain. The decisions made today will shape not only America's role on the global stage, but also the lives of millions who depend on this support. It's a critical juncture, and the choices are far from straightforward.
Despite the challenges, the need for global cooperation has never been more pressing. Human rights, stability, and development are interconnected. We must remember that in helping others, we are also securing a better future for ourselves. The world is watching, and our actions now will echo for generations.